So hey guys, Sean here. Welcome back to another vlog. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're taking care. As you can see, I'm just out wandering around today. I'm in the neighborhood where I enjoy taking my walks. I've very fortunate to have some friends that live here, so they allow me to park and wander around the streets and get in my steps, which is very handy because so much of the sidewalks here in Phnom Penh are either cluttered with parked cars and whatnot, and it's indicative of just being in Southeast Asia and bigger cities. So walking spaces are not as easy to come by, and when you are a person like me that likes to wander everywhere, it's becomes problematic when you have to hobble around. So these streets have been kind to me. So yeah, we're about a month in, I think, just shy of a month in from the accident. So I thought I would kind of touch base on a few things that have transpired in the past while. I'm healing. It's a slow process. There are days that are better than others. Some mornings I wake up, wander around, don't feel anything for a while until it starts to twinge, which is a really nice feeling, to not think about your foot for a while. And then there's days where, I go to bed and it's just throbbing, and my toes feel like they're not part of my body anymore. It's just weird. This kind of injury is not fun. I don't recommend to anybody, but I'm walking myself through it. I've been fairly consistent for the past week and a half of getting in 10,000 steps a day, an average. So some days I do more, some days I do just less. I think the least I do in a day is around 8,000 or 9,000. So that's good. And I'm glad I'm able to do that, because the one thing I haven't talked about is what happened mentally for me. I've not shied away from discussing mental health and my issues and things that I've had to deal with. I mean, I've had, a myriad of problems over the course of the past few years. And, I've been working my way through them all. And I've made amazing progress and big strides. But then things happen and it kind of sets you back. And this was a big one. This one set me back. When the accident initially happened, when I felt my foot get wonky, I thought that I'd broken it. I thought, oh, fuck, here we go. And when it wasn't broken, but it was swollen and it was sore, my brain started to wander. A break is something you can understand. Other stuff is not something that I'm built to cope with. So I know that sometimes those kind of injuries take longer to heal too. So, but the first 4 days I was laid up in bed, could barely move. When I fell, I landed on the handlebars with my ribs. And at the time I wasn't sure if I just pulled muscles or if I had hurt my rib cage. I'm still on the fence. I have a spot that's still sore. Some days it's really more sore than others. But again, it could be just a point where I pulled a muscle and it's just healing slower too. I'm older. But yeah, so moving in bed was hard. Like I was having to hold on to things just to even sit up. And now I can get up. Like I don't have any issues. So the improvement has been amazing. But those first 3 days, I was failing mentally. I was afraid that I had fucked up all of my options. That I'd spent the past year almost to come over to Southeast Asia, and I've been working on this channel and working on my dreams and all the things that I'd accomplished. I was wondering if I just threw it all away just to ride a scooter for a day. And, I also had those thoughts of like, do I just give up and go home? Do I take this as, an L, the lose? And, and that is that nagging part of my brain, that voice that keeps telling me that I'm useless, that I don't have worth, and all this shit that I've been dealing with for decades, came back. And luckily, once again, I recognized it quickly for what it was, and I was able to, bat down those fears and just say, piss off. We're going to work through this, and I have. Honestly, though, I mean, like I said, it's been a month. I'm out walking every single day. I'm more active as an injured person than a lot of people are when they're healthy. So, even people that I know here, I mean, I end up walking more than a lot. And I'm fine with it. I'm fine pushing and persevering and trying to heal my body, because it's a tool I use every day. Walking is something that, it's not just, part of me to, get from point A to point B. It's part of who I am. It's part of, the walking guy. I've always been that guy. I've always walked everywhere, or, taken a bicycle. So, it's anomalous for me not to just get up and go for a walk. Like even when I was in high school, I'd get done school, come home, and, we'd have dinner, do everything, instead of going to sit down and watch TV, I would throw on my headphones and go for a walk. And I'd just take a walk through the neighborhood for an hour, hour and a half if I could, just to, just get the exercise in. But for me, walking has always been an escape. It's a way to get away from the day-to-day doldrums and, throw on some tunes if I have them. If I don't, just listen to the city, listen to the surroundings. But walking, I get to witness the world at a slower pace. That's always been important to me. One of the things my grandfather used to say to me when I was a kid is, eat slow, taste the vanilla. And as a kid, I didn't like vanilla ice cream. I was like, why? Why do you want to taste it? And then as I got older, I realized that, when you have something, you savor it, take your time and appreciate it. And vanilla is one of those flavors. If you eat it too fast, it goes too quickly. But if you have a nice vanilla ice cream and you just savor it in your mouth and just let it melt slowly, it tastes so much better. My grandfather was right. He was right on a lot of things, Listen to your elders from time to time. They have pearls of wisdom. They may hide them in metaphors that takes you decades to discern and figure out what the fuck they were talking about. But, there's pearls of wisdom there, and who knows? Maybe it's my own interpretation of what he was saying. Maybe he was just telling me to slow down and taste vanilla in my food, that he was hiding it there. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I know what he was talking about. But, a lot of the places that I find for my videos are discovered from, I will research, find a place, and then I'll usually try to walk to there. And if I don't walk to there, what I'll do is I'll have a bunch of different places lined up in the same neighborhood or area. So I'll take a ride to one of those places and get off and walk, and if the first place works out, great. If not, then I walk to the second one. And a lot of times the places that I'm going to are inconsequential. It's the things I find along the way that are the important thing for me. And so I thought I was going to lose all that for a while. Thankfully, I ignored the voice. I continued to push. And I'm certain that the efforts that I've put through into this are paying off, The fact that I'm walking long distances, mostly pain-free is good. There are days that my feet are a little swollen at the end of the day, but when I was walking before, I'd have days where my feet were swollen at the end of the day too. So, it's just, I have to walk less to get the same amount of swelling. That's all, no big deal. Anyway, I'm going to pop in and grab a cup of coffee and sit and read a book for a while, because that's now my thing. I got my Kindle Paperwhite. I dusted it off, and I'm reading through Brian Lumley's series of The Necroscope. And I sit every day for an hour and I read, and it's delightful. But anyway, hope you guys don't mind the ramble. I do appreciate having I appreciate having each and every last one of you here. But if you do happen to like my content, please feel free, like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, if you are so inclined, there'll be a link over here in all of my videos. See you guys soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.